Alright guys, welcome back. In this video, we're finally going to get on to the fun part of designing and building your websites. The platform we're going to be using is called Shopify. One great thing about this course is we're going to give you a 60-day free trial link, which you could find in the link below this video. So click on the button and it's going to bring you through that link. If you go through there, you're not going to pay a single penny for building your websites for 60 days. If you follow this course properly and you do everything right and you cross your T's and dot your I's, you could easily build and flip these websites before you even pay for your first month of your Shopify store. Even then though, Shopify only costs around like $30 a month for your store, not including the domain name, which you're going to attach. But if you use that link down below, you're going to get it free to build your stores, fully functional, online, ready to go and sell, of course, for 60 days. In the previous module, we went over niche research and how to find products. And I decided that I'm going to build a store, for example, around auto parts, specifically selling these LED light bars to customize your cars, your trucks, your Jeeps or whatever. So we decided that these are going to be really great products to drop ship. So we went on AliExpress, we found some great products, mainly these LED light bars, and I've also found some other cool products to list and sell too. For example, these cool LED light strips, which you use as like third-party aftermarket running lights in your headlights. Also very cheap, very easy to drop ship for your clients. And there's plenty of other cool LED like lighting accessories for your cars you could find on here too. So again, like we did in the previous module, assuming you've already done your niche research, you found some great products, we're going to go ahead and start building the store. But before we do that, we need to decide the brand and the name for the store. One cool tool that I recommend to use to find a name for your store is actually from Shopify as well, called the Business Name Generator. This will also be linked down below. So click on that and it'll bring you to this page. To use it, you're going to go below, type in the general niche of your store or something that you want included in your name. So for ours, we're going to go ahead, I'm just going to try auto for right now and see what comes up. And the great thing about this tool and why I like using it is not just to come up with a name. Any idiot could spend 5 minutes and come up with some catchy sort of name to buy a domain name and attach it to your store. The cool thing I like about this is if you look below all these suggestions, it automatically checks if there's a .com domain name available to register. So if you see a name you like, you don't have to go back and forth and check, oh, is this available? Is this taken? So you know that on Shopify, the name is free and you could also get the domain name. So go ahead and scroll through a couple pages of these until you see something that stands out to you. You don't need to be too picky. Please, try not to be a perfectionist as much as possible. I always like the quote from Mark Zuckerberg, at least I think it's from him, or it's Facebook's business model, where they say move fast and break things. Perfection is always the enemy of good. You could also add more words if you want. So let's say rude, auto, maybe we could try and find something like that. This is giving me a bit more of what I'm looking for. We have Road Auto USA. That's not too bad. Road Auto Lab. Road Dog Auto. That one, that is pretty catchy. I'm going to add that to my list. Let's see. Your Road Auto. Road Auto Consulting, obviously not. Let's try one more page. And I'm not really seeing anything that sticks out to me. So actually, I think I am going to go and choose, where is it? Road Dog Auto. I think it's going to be the name of our store. That's a pretty catchy brand name and something that's going to stand out to people. So Road Dog Auto is going to be the name of our shop. So as I said, if you click the link below, you're going to get a 60-day free trial for Shopify. It's going to bring you to this page right here to create your store. So we're going to go and type in our email address. Create a password. And we're going to go Road Dog. Let's try Auto Body. I kind of like the ring of that just better than Road Dog Auto. And I'll click on Create Store. All right, so tell us a little about yourself. Are you already selling? Let's see. I'm not selling products yet. What's your current revenue? Well, right now we're just getting started, so 0. And you can also go ahead and select if you're designing the store for a client. Personally, I haven't seen much of a difference here. I'm sure it's some sort of technicality which you want to do if you're contracted to design a store directly for somebody. But personally, I just go ahead, create them normally, and I've never had any trouble exchanging them or transferring them or whatnot. So I'll click on next. We're going to fill out this page here. And we will click on enter my store. Okay, and here we are. Welcome to your new home for at least the next part of this course. You're going to be very familiar with the Shopify dashboard by the end of this. So to activate all the features in your Shopify store, you are going to need to enter your payment info. But as I said, you're getting a 60-day free trial to build and sell your websites. Okay, so here we are. Welcome to your new home, at least for the next part of this course, and you're going to be very familiar with the Shopify dashboard here. So to get started, you are going to need to select your Shopify plan, even though you're on the free trial. As I said, if you use our link, you're going to get 60 days free to build your website, put it online, and then sell that website. Even if for some reason something goes wrong and you don't follow the course exactly and you can't sell within that time, Shopify is only $15 to $30 a month, and you could always cancel as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select a plan here. I'm going to choose the basic plan, so $29 a month after your 60 days, and I'll go ahead and enter my credit card info right here. Okay, and we're back. So now you have full access to all the Shopify tools, and you'll have the ability now to publish your store once you're ready to go online. Temporarily, before you do that, Shopify gives a lock page sort of when you go to your website. So you'll need to enter a password to access it, which if you're redesigning your store and you want to enable that later on, or you just don't want people going to your website just yet until it's finished for whatever reason, it's actually a pretty useful little tool they have in there. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to go and set up some more technicalities, and then we'll get right into designing the store itself. So I'm going to go to the bottom left. I'll click on settings. And we're going to start in general. Okay, so store name is going to be Road Dog Auto Body. I'm just going to add some spaces in here. As far as email address, we used our main email to sign up for our Shopify account, but I do highly recommend you go ahead, create a separate email address that your clients could use with the store. So when you transfer the store, you also give them access to that email address. So a separate inbox where you can get all the order information, updates for your store that can easily be transferred to them once it's sold. So I've actually paused the video. I've gone ahead and I've created a separate email address. And the temporary one is just going to be roaddogautoteam@gmail.com. So create something along a similar line as that. I'm going to enter that in there. So we're going to go down, legal name of business. Enter the name again. I'm going to go ahead and enter an address right here and phone number. And there we go. Everything else here is good. You can customize these if need be, but that's fine by default for now. Click save. And next we'll go into payments and set that up. Now, by default, Shopify uses Stripe, or they call it Shopify Payments when you're running a Shopify store, to process all your credit card payments. So to set that up, we're going to click on Complete Account Setup. We'll do this first. Everything up top here is fine. I'm going to enter my personal details right here. Last 4 digits of your social security number. Next, right down here is very important, your product details. So average order size, it's definitely going to be between 10 and 1,000 per order. Average shipping time, we're going to put 15 to 21 days since we are going to be drop shipping these products. And then whatever the buyer wants to do with it later on. Description of products or services. So we're going to go LED light bars, vanity lights, and other car accessories. This is how purchase from your store shows up on your customer's credit card bill or bank statement. That's fine for now. And the last thing you want to do is enter your banking information. So we're going to be flipping these stores, obviously, but you need this to activate your payment account. So you're going to enter your routing number and your account number from your bank account temporarily or your business bank account. I'm going to go ahead and enter that, and I'll be right back. Okay, there you go. So now you're able to accept credit card payments for orders placed through your store. So if you were to run the store, those are deposited right into your bank account through Shopify payments within 24 to 48 hours, depending on where you are, what time it is, holiday, weekend, etc. The next thing you're going to want to do is let's go ahead and set up PayPal. So by default, the PayPal option, for some reason, it's kind of annoying. It's going to use whatever email address you use to create your Shopify account. So if you do have a different PayPal address, which I obviously do, you want to go ahead, make sure you change that. It's going to say it's set up, but just go ahead, click on edit, deactivate PayPal payments, and then we're going to go and reactivate them. So click on PayPal Express checkout. We're going to click on activate. Go ahead and check out the information here if you want. And now you could enter your proper PayPal address. Click next. Go ahead and log into PayPal. And there we go. So small thing, but it is kind of annoying. You do have to change that when you're creating a new store. You could also go ahead and enable Amazon payments, enter a different credit card processor. As you can see up top here, for some reason you don't want to use Shopify payments or Stripe, you go change provider, third-party provider, and Shopify is compatible with a ton of different processors down here. So there's nothing wrong with Shopify payments, but if for some odd reason, I just want to make sure everybody's covered here, you don't want to use Stripe, that is an option. But for now, leave it on default and continue. So there we go. Payments for your store are already set up. Let's head back to settings and continue. Next thing we'll do, let's set up our checkout process. So customer accounts. Customer accounts are just that. When a customer checks out through a Shopify store, you can give them the ability to create an account with you. To simplify things and make the checkout process as simple and easy as possible, I recommend leaving these disabled, but depending on the store, maybe that's something you want to have on. Customer contact, this is going to give you the ability to choose whether customers could check out using their email address or phone number, or just their email address. Again, to simplify things, and also because you want to build a list with those email addresses, I recommend choosing customers could check out only using email. So we'll go down. Under form options, for the same reason for building your list with this store, or if your client wants to do that, the person who buys the store, I recommend choosing require first and last name. So if you want to customize those emails, it's handy to have both. Company name, that you don't need, we can keep that hidden. Address line 2, we'll keep that optional. So for example, if somebody lives in an apartment and there's more info they need to add with their address, you want to have that available. It makes it easier for everybody. Shipping address phone number, I also want to have that optional. I don't want phone numbers to be required, but if they want to add them, that's always great information about your customers to have. So we'll move on. Order processing. Everything is fine here. The only thing I would recommend changing is this box right here. By default, customer agrees to receive promotional emails. For obvious reasons, for you or your client, you're going to want that checked down the road. So we'll go down. Everything else here is fine. The last thing, it's also very important, you want to take a look at are these boxes down here. Okay, so last but definitely not least, this is where you're going to set up your refund policy, your website's privacy policy, and your store's terms of service. Depending on where you or your business is located and depending on the situation, legally, you're going to have these on your store. Now, Shopify does give you sample versions that you can go ahead and customize, but I've gone through the trouble to put together some custom ones that I've used on my stores, which they're actually versions of the templates that Shopify gives you, but I've customized them a little bit to save you some headaches down the road. Down below the video, you could download those templates and paste them right into these boxes. Just go ahead and enter your own information where you're prompted. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick. And there we go. So I'll scroll down. I'll click on save. Next, we're going to go to shipping information. This one is a little bit tricky to set up because of the way that Shopify handles things. So I'm going to try and go slow to make sure you guys get every step of this. One of the main reasons I want to change this and make it really customized is because I recommend for every store you make, there's going to be some exceptions, of course, but I want you to have free shipping for your products. And you can go ahead, add an expedited shipping option, add some custom things, but by default, you want to have free shipping. So first thing you want to do, shipping origin. I'm going to change this address and put my PO box in here again. I'll click on edit address. Yes, you can use your home address, by the way, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you're just starting out, that's perfectly fine. But go ahead and get yourself a registered business PO box as soon as possible. Click on save. That's all set. Now we'll go down to zones and rates. So shipping zones. I'm going to go ahead, click edit next to domestic. Now, I also highly recommend having your store offering free worldwide shipping. Now, to do that, I'm going to click on add countries, and I'm going to do just that. I'm going to add all the other countries in the list. Now, obviously, you're going to have a hard time shipping products, or your clients will have a hard time shipping products to some of these locations, but I recommend having it on there anyways, and you deal with that on a case-by-case basis. For the stores that I own and run through Shopify, it's very rare you're going to have something like that pop up. But having that as a marketing point or a feature, a benefit to your store, I think it's absolutely worth it. So I'm going to check everything in here. I'll click on add. And once you've done that, we're going to go add a price-based rate, which is going to be free shipping. So I'll type in free shipping. This is the label that's going to show up on the checkout form. I'll click on done. And below here, we don't want to have the standard calculated rate. So we can just go ahead and delete that. Everything pretty much all set for here. I'll click on save. And that's going to be the simplest way to enable free shipping on your store. Now, depending on the products that you're going to be selling, maybe you have a faster shipping option. So let's say AliExpress offers for $5, we'll ship your product in half the time, or whoever you're drop shipping it through. Sometimes what I like to do in my stores is add an expedited shipping option. To do that, now that we've already set up free shipping, it's fairly simple. All you have to do is go back into domestic. We'll click on edit, and we're going to add another price-based rate. So I'll click on add rate, and let's say our expedited shipping is going to cost $15. We'll add a name to it. Click on done and save. So now when your customers check out, they're going to have a free basic shipping option, or if it's applicable to the products you're drop shipping, an expedited shipping option. I'll click on settings again to go back, and our shipping is ready to go. And as far as the settings on this page, we're pretty much all set. So next thing we're going to take a look at is we're going to go to online store, and we'll click on preferences. We'll set these up really quick. So homepage title. So we'll go ahead and type in Road Dog Auto Body, LED light bars, running lights, and more. If you do have the space, you could also go ahead and just put something in here like free shipping if it fits. For this title that I want to use, it doesn't, but you may want to go ahead and throw that in there. So homepage description. For now, let's just put your number one source for, again, LED light bars, running lights, fanny lights, and other truck accessories. We'll scroll down. In a later video, we're going to get into Google Analytics, how to integrate that with your store, as well as Facebook pixels. But for now, all we want to do is disable the password to access the store, like we talked about before. Now that you've chosen the plan, your Shopify account is active, you just got to uncheck that and save. All right, guys, and there you go. All the technical information for your store is set and ready to run. So we learned how to set up your payment information, payment processing, your legal stuff such as return policy, privacy policy, terms of service, your shipping information, your Shopify account info. All that is set up and ready to go. In the next couple of videos, we're going to be adding products to your store. I'll show you the best apps to install. I'm going to give you my own private list of ones that I use. And the fun part,